Welcome and hello to another look at one of my figures of my collection. Today's figure I want to show you, how to put it, is interesting. Because when I was looking through the boxes, which figure I would show you today, I saw this box and I have to admit I totally forgot that I had this one in my collection. This has different reasons, but the most interesting part is I said in my last review that the Metal Gear Rex was my biggest figure. He still is. But if you will see this one in a minute, you will see that it's very astonishing to forget your second biggest figure you have in your collection. And you will see. So the figure I want to show you today is from the Neon Genesis Evangelion series. And one thing I should also confess here, I don't like it. I don't like this series, to be honest. Or to be more exact, I don't like the story, I don't like the characters, but I really love the design. I really love the designs, and yeah, I have some figures, at least these two, this Reltech one, and yeah, the figure I will show you in a minute. But yeah, I'm really not that big a fan of this series, only from the design standpoint. And I know many people will hate me now for that, because it's a very beloved series. And I will say you one thing: I don't hate it. I don't like it. But it has a very special place for me, because Neon Genesis was the first anime I have ever seen. So I have the books, I have the DVDs. There is a very special place for this one in my heart, but like I said, it's not, for me, not one of the best out there. It's interesting, but yeah, okay. Now you can you find my contacts in the description, so send me hate mails as much as you want. I will not change my mind. It's just my personal opinion. Okay, yeah, but what I want to look today from the Neon Genesis Evangelion series is from the company Vertex. They brought the so-called entry plug interior from Asuka Langely on the market. Now, I think that the idea of having an interior from the entry plugs is already very interesting, and this was also why I bought it when it came out. But why did I forget about it? Yeah, we will do a jump cut in a second, and I will tell you a little bit more about it when I show it to you. But one thing just up front. I want to show you the base extra, because when I show you the total figure, it's a little bit hard to see it. And I think this is the base is very is very basic. Let's say it this way. But they did a really good job, because they have chosen a base that really fits to the whole figure. So you have a whole scenario on one hand. So yeah, this is I will show it. And like I said, this thing is big. I don't get the whole base on the camera from this angle to get it to be exact. Yeah, this thing is huge, and you can see what I mean. It's very interesting that they try to recreate this simulation-like interior part with with all these fields, and it really works for the figure. So when I say I'm more interested, or I don't like these kind of bases from the last figures, then only what I meant is that they were not, they didn't do much for me, because they were plain, and not only they didn't really work with the figure in so many ways. This thing here is really fitting to the figure. So yeah, definitely an interesting base, and one of the things I really like about this figure. But let's take a look at it. So jump cut to the completely built up figure, and here she is. Yeah, you can see when I said this thing is huge, I meant it. You can see it's the same. It's nearly the whole table I'm sitting at, and yeah, it's kind of a neat design. I really have to say, if you're really a fan of the series and really are interested in a remodeling of the entry plug, this thing is definitely one you should take a look at. But yeah, for me, let's do it a little bit differently. What I really love about this figure is the whole idea of the details. Let's say it this way. There are some very neat details. First off, I really like the design of Asuka Langely here. The sculpt is really not that bad, and she is in the size of a normal regular figure I have in my collection. And yeah, from the way she's positioned, from her all over design, her jumpsuit, everything really looks really interesting and fine. Another thing, the detail I like are the posable controls on both sides, and also the idea that you are able to put these the visor. There are two different versions. One is this one that's a little bit standing out, and with just a little bit push you can put it out there, and I hope I can do it now to show it to you. It's just plugged in, and it's like I said, it's a neat, interesting thing, and the details underneath. I hope you can see it. It's very. They did a lot of detail work, not only on the whole figure. I tried to show you the Asuka one. Sadly, she isn't posable, but like I said, they did a great job. I really like her face, and her overall design is really not that bad. So now the how to put it, the meat of this whole thing. I quite find it boring, to be honest. Even if there are some really, like I said, neat details, like the controls, the figure, the idea with a visor that I could put just this small part in it, that you see the figure more. The idea with the base and the printing. I can show it a little bit. I hope you can see that one. A bit hard directly here. Yeah, very neat designs. Also the turning disc in here, which normally has a small LED in here. You can if you touch the wing behind, you can turn it on and off. Sadly, I don't have the batteries for that. And yeah, there is the first problem I have with this one. The idea with a spinning disc that's lighted with a small LED. It's really interesting idea, but let's take a look. This one was nearly as expensive than the Metal Gear Rex, and the only thing I have here is a small LED that just points on this small wheel. The effect isn't that great, to be honest. I had some batteries in it. They used small cell batteries, but to be honest, it's just in this case it's a gimmick they could have left out of field. I would have found it better if they not only put it there, but maybe in the cockpit part, and even on the underside to get a little bit more light on the base. That would have been great. Then I said that I love the details they put into it. Yes, but my biggest problem with it, the details are too few. Yeah, you have, like I said, you have the printing, you have the controls, but the rest, it's just, yeah, mostly it's just plain bare plastic without anything really on it. I know the entry plugs weren't that detailed, but some small details wouldn't have hurt in this case, and this is the reason why I really, to be honest, have really forgot that I got this one. I had put it out on my shelf, but it never was. At first, I had really hoped that this one will be some sort of central point of my collection, because just of the sheer size and the look of it. But after some time, every other figure I put around it in the shelf, this was really in the center of all my shelves and all my showcases. But it just went under, because even the smallest figures I have were very interesting sculpt-wise, detail-wise, color-wise, and the only color we have here is the bright red from Asuka, and yeah, I don't know. It's really sad, because, like I said, I really love the designs. Even if I don't love the show or the story, I really love the designs they put up with. This was the main reason why I wanted to get this one, and yet in the end, I think this was one of the biggest failures I bought, to be honest, and it was one of the expensives, really of the most expensive figures I bought that at the end I really didn't like, and put back in the box and put it somewhere in the corner, because I don't know, it's just it was standing there but didn't do anything for me. And like I said, it's really sad, because the idea of having an entry plug of these mechs was really great, and yeah, it's just sad. This was you can see I can't really speak a lot about this thing, because there isn't much to talk about. Mostly the base, the figure, and some of the details on it. And this thing, in my eyes, it's only really selling point if you're not really a big Neon Genesis Evangelion fan, was the size. Because if you wanted a really big figure, this was it. But yeah, nothing more, nothing less. So yeah, the only thing is, if you're interested in this one, take a look if you have the possibility to see it in real life. But for all of the other people, spare your money for something else. This won't be a pivot point in your collection. Like I said, it's not bad, don't get me wrong. I will show you bad figures. One I already showed you, but I have some other ones that are really bad. But this one is just, like I said, it's just boring. It's boring to look at. It's boring from the whole standpoint. You see it and you think, why? There were so many possibilities to do work with this one, and here you just have this one. Yes, they have some details. You can change the heights of the whole figure. Yeah, it's very light you can keep the whole base away. But yeah, what's there to talk about? I'm nearly 9 minutes in, and I'm still saying the same things as always. So yeah, sorry for bothering you in this case. But yeah, this one, really think twice, think many times as possible. Take a look if you see it for yourself before buying this one. Don't buy this thing blind. I bought it blind. I regret it in so many ways, but yeah, it's just a huge piece of plastic in the end, like all the figures, but this is a boring piece of plastic in many ways. So yeah, hope I didn't bore you too much with this video, and thanks for watching. And I promise you, next time we will have some interesting figures. I have some in mind, and yeah, next time we get in the very or let's say this way, very westerny style case. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.